Now that we have the database server involved, the next step is to get actual data into the server. After all, a server for databases doesn't do any good if you don't have data in it. To do this, we're going to use the Northwind Traders database. The Northwind Traders database is a data sample set that was created by Microsoft years ago for people who want to learn to use SQL. So it's got a good set of data. It's all kind of fake data for us to play around with and learn. So to do this, let's go ahead and get out to the internet here. And we're going to want to go to Google. So, often our default search might be Bing or something else. Let's go out to google.com and we'll search on Google. And we do this because I've found that even Microsoft, which it's interesting because it's their data set, doesn't seem to do as good of a job at finding it as Google does. So once you're in Google, we're going to search for Northwind database and hit enter. And you'll see one of the first ones that comes up is this GitHub Microsoft Northwind database. You can go ahead and ignore anything that's not GitHub. We want to go directly to the GitHub. So go ahead and click there, and you'll see there's here's the files that we want, and down here is information about the files. So you can see to run it, you'll need a tool like SQL Server Management Studio, which we've already installed, but here's a link to install it. So you can see it kind of comes full circle. Here are some steps on how to run the scripts, but I will show you how to do it in this video. So this is the one we want. It says it contains both the Northwind and pub sample databases. We want Northwind, that's instantwind.sql. So instantwind.sql. So this is what we're going to download. So go ahead and click on that. And it's going to show you the script. So this is the script that we're going to run. This is all in SQL. Notice it says this script does not create a database. So we will have to create the database and run this script on it. So now that it's here, let's go ahead and click this button over here to download it. And you'll see it has downloaded the file instantwind.sql. So the quickest way to get this into SQL Server is to actually just open the file. And it should automatically load in SQL Server Management Studio if we are patient. So here it goes. Here's SQL Server Management Studio. And it has loaded it here, and you'll see it's got color coding just like Visual Studio Code does. And you'll note that it wants us to log into our SQL Server, which we have to do if we want to run it. So let's go ahead and hit connect. And you may have to connect twice. And there you go. So now we have loaded into our SQL Server. Now remember that this script does not create a database. So we're going to have to create a database. So let's come up over here to databases. And you'll see if you expand it, we've got our system databases and so on. We're going to right click on databases and click new database. And you can call this whatever you want. Just we need to make sure we remember what we called it. I'm just going to call it Northwind. And I'm leaving it all lowercase so I don't have to remember what's uppercase and what's lowercase, just Northwind, and hit OK. And that will create a database called Northwind. So now we're going to come back over here and we want to run it, but notice there's this box next to execute. This tells us what server we want to run it on, and you'll see one's called Northwind. That's what we want to select. If you don't, master is the default. It's going to install it in master. And just to show you what that looks like, if you install it in master, I went ahead and did that so you could see it. You will see all the tables appear here under master. We want them to appear under Northwind. So if you install it under masters, you're not going to see, but this is what it will do. So let's go ahead. We'll make sure we have this page selected. And we make sure we don't have master selected. We want to put it in Northwind. Because again, we want those tables to appear here under Northwind, not under the master database. So once you've selected Northwind, you can click execute. And it'll take a minute executing query down here. But it is actually running all of the code that is here and inserting those tables within the Northwind database. So once it's complete, you will see if you expand Northwind and then expand tables, you will see all those tables here. If you don't, you might want to click refresh, right click on Northwind and click refresh, and then go look at the tables again, and you should see now all of those tables: categories, customers, employees, etc. So once you have done that, you have successfully imported the Northwind Traders database.